Louisiana Community Development Block Grant Program. What this is the town receives money. If level on the state, we don't have anything to do with that, but this comes from the state. The activities, and I'm going to give you the projected severity due rate on this, is activities at our sewer treatment plant, the new sewer collection, existing sewer collection rehab, potable water, and streets. And we just got through a project on Henry Street. I don't know if anyone of you have been over that way or not, but that's the money that was used for that street. And the way this works, the town is reimbursed after they allocate to the town how much money can be spent, and after the town spends that, then they send the invoice back to the state, and the state reimburses the town. So this is a block grant program, what this is. So I want to open this up to the board for the public. If anyone has a question about it, anyone?
Does anybody have any suggestions on what they think we should apply to? Water, sewer, public buildings,
The streets.
streets? Let's see. For the sewer plant, you can get up to 100.2 million. Newer sewer collection, 1 million. Existing, 1 million. Potable water, 1 million. And streets, 800,000. Is what you could possibly get a grant for.
And I think these are false numbers myself. I don't know who come up with these numbers. I don't agree with them. I've never seen anything like that come from Merryville.
The water needs addressing. About once a week I have a yellow bathtub one, and I've had complaints about that.
I can explain that.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, a set of fire trucks got water out of the fire hydrant over by the old nursing home.
No, it's been going on since I've been running.
Well, I know recently, it would happen recently, they got water out of that fire hydrant.
I know Sarah and I talked about it.
Yeah.
A year or two ago.
And I mean, we're like that pumping stations, I don't know if
That's why ours does that sometimes, but it's that and now and then it's really nasty.
You're on a dead end line.
Yeah, that's.
And the town put in a flush valve there about 2 or 3 years ago, and we told Miss Eve over there when she was having trouble, just go out, either call Mr. Fred or just go out yourself and open it up. And until it clears and cut it back off. I mean, we got old lines here in town, you know. We got asbestosis concrete, we got drill stem, we got all kinds of PVC. But that's the way it was put in, you know, years ago. Not all of it, some of it's been changed out over the years. We still change out pipe.
Well, then we need to use some of that money to change out more pipe.
I agree with you, but it's up to you, the board members, what you want to do with it.
I think streets.
Streets.
Water should.
What do you think?
Streets and
Streets,
water.
okay. Well, do we,
we can only apply for
apply for one?
Hold on.
Apply for one.
There's a kitchen, I thought.
Yeah, I knew it was a
Yeah.
collection.
you can only apply for
Apply for one. So what is the desire?
I will probably street, because
I see
We're talking about the streets now.
Yeah.
Everybody agree with that? Streets? Okay. I'll be looking for that.
No, we'll get,
Okay.
we just,
Yeah, we get to that later on. All right, now we're going to enter into our public meeting, and I'm going to call this meeting to order, and Mr. Ryan Hart will lead us in invitation. Please remain standing for the pledge of allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, please watch over this council as they make decisions for the town of Merryville and the surrounding areas. Heavenly Father, please keep under your watch the town employees as they go about their daily business, the police department as they protect us, and also the citizens of this town. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. There be any add-ons to the agenda?
I'm gonna add on the speed bump.
Speed bump?
Cooper Street, Cooper Street.
Speed bump, Cooper Street. Okay. Hold on, working down here now. We do that number 7, and make number 8, public participation. 7, speed bumps. There would be any more add-ons
I
that
will
you
talk about the tennis courts.
do? The tennis court, okay, we'll make that number 8. And then number 9, public participation. Is there any more add-ons? Okay, we'll make number 9, public participation. Okay, I have a motion to accept that.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks very much. Let's see now. I have approval of the minutes as presented for the regular meeting on March 11, 2019. I have a motion for that.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Approval of financial statements comparing actual versus budget for March 2019. I have a motion.
Motion.
No second. Okay. Under mayor's comments, we have graduation this Thursday night, Merryville High School. 7 p.m. It'll be at the, I suppose it'll be at the gym, right? Okay. 15th, the cool kids will be at the Methodist Church.
22nd day.
Oh, you moved it to 22nd?
Yeah, because of another function that's happening.
Okay, the 22nd, cool kids at the Methodist Church, 4:30. Bingo, the last Monday of May the 27th. I think they had 14 people there last month. It's a very good program. People get out and have coffee and juices and enjoy themselves. It's welcome to everyone. Anyone wants to come to it. That's at 9 a.m. on May the 27th. There's been a discussion brought up around here, and a lot of people have this. If you don't, we're asking for it. If you get you a 911 number, you put it at your residence. So when the ambulances or police department, fire department, whoever has to locate your residence, that we'd ask that you would please put that up. We all know that we're in the hurricane season right now. And I'm afraid that we don't have a hurricane, Rita and all that stuff we've been through. But it's a good thing to go ahead and start getting your important papers together, just in case we have to evacuate. Of course, we will have a center set up for once it's not able to evacuate. We'll take care of that. But also get your medicine, get your prescriptions filled. This is all this is a precautionary measure. So this is just something to be, talked about. Now, Mr. Reinhardt has something he'd like to say.
Yeah, I just want to bring up to the council and to the citizens that I'd like to look into a cleanup day here in Merryville. You know, we started with the houses, we've seen some progress going, but there's a few residents and stuff that they've got some stuff they need to get rid of. They're not a nuisance. They don't need a letter or anything like that. But I'd like to see about planning a cleanup day here in Merryville, and I'll look. Some other communities have done it. I want to look into see about possibly getting a dumpster where people can bring things and we can get rid of it. It would be probably a one-day deal, and I would monitor the dumpster via water bill so that we don't have people all over the country bringing stuff and dumping it. I just want to let the council know, we'll look into it and get all the information and everything, and then at a later date, present it to the council and see what you all think about it. But if you hear anybody talking about, somebody was asking about this or asking about that, it's me. But first of all, I guess I want to know, it's not a voting thing, but does everybody kind of agree that public and everything, that we've got some places that need to be cleaned up a little bit? Okay, we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, I want to break this up just a little bit. Now, we have with us Mr. Mike Reeves, he's running for Senate, and I'd like for you to introduce yourself, sir. You probably need to leave, but go ahead.
Oh, no. I'm glad to stay, but Mayor, council members, and certainly citizens of Merryville, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Michael Reese. I'm a candidate for Senate in District 30, current seat currently held by Senator John Smith, who's term limited. So that the seat becomes an open seat this fall in October. That district is all of Vernon Parish, all of Beauregard Parish, and about 2/3 of Calcasieu Parish, all the way to Benton. So it's a pretty enormous district. And a little bit about my background. I'm a small business owner in the trucking business, primarily in Vernon Parish, Beauregard Parish, and Calcasieu Parish, do commercial real estate development there as well. In 2005, I started a group called Fort Polk Progress, really recognizing that Fort Polk was a major economic asset in our region, that we are poorly prepared to defend downsizing there, and really the impact that it had on our economy. So we built this organization. It's regional. I have membership from the mayors and elected officials across the Calcasieu, Beauregard, and Vernon and Rapides parishes. And we've been doing that since 2005, successfully defending several potential downsizing rounds that occurred there, which have been hugely detrimental to the economy across this region. Fort Polk's the largest employer in the state of Louisiana and the largest single economic impact in the state of Louisiana. So very vital to the economy across this region of our state. So in addition to that, and I've chaired that as a volunteer since that time, in addition to that, I've served for the last 10 years on the board of the Central Louisiana Economic Development Alliance. So that's just like the Southwest Alliance is in Lake Charles. We work to improve workforce opportunities in the region, as well as recruit business and industry to the region for site selectors and businesses that are seeking to come to Louisiana. In addition to that, I'm on the board of directors of Merchants and Farmers Bank, and we have locations in Vernon Parish and in Calcasieu Parish. I've been heavily involved in the community banking business now for over a decade as well, which is obviously vitally important to our small businesses and communities throughout this region of the state. Also serve on the, just finished a 6-year term on a $300 million public health foundation in Central Louisiana called the Rapides Foundation, where we invested about $10 million a year in education, workforce development, economic development issues, free medicine, and access to quality health care. And then during the same period of time, I belonged to the Sidlon Chamber, Vernon Chamber, Beauregard Chamber, the West Cal Chamber, the Southwest Alliance. So I've worked as a volunteer across this region, as a small business owner now for a very long time. And in all of those areas, the impediments to success, when we're talking about growing Fort Polk, or we're talking about recruiting business and industry, continues to be policies that are more driven by state government. It becomes very difficult to be successful in our rural economies when we have some of the highest sales tax in the country. We have the second highest automobile insurance rates. I'm in the trucking business. Folks around here in the logging business, we have some of the highest rates of truckers insurance in the country. There are real impediments to success for our employers and our businesses. It makes us less attractive to businesses to come to our state. And I think long term, we've got to be very cognizant across this part of our state to protect the rural economy here. We see how more and more economic development occurs along the I-10 corridor in some of our bigger metro areas, and it's becoming more and more difficult to manage communities just like yours, where your needs are greater than your means. And we've got to do something to reverse that, to reverse the outflow of people from our state, and to reverse and correct that, and try to get businesses to locate here, create jobs, and all that tends to be the tide that lifts all ships. So that's a little bit about myself. I'll make myself available to any of you anytime as this campaign goes on and successful beyond that. But I appreciate the opportunity to visit with you just for a minute today to introduce myself. So thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Council.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. Okay, now we're going to enter into old business. Under old business, we have Weaver Street. The last meeting that was tabled to see if it was abandoned. So I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Weller.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I want to let y'all know that after researching the records for our parish, that if you did select to go forward with opening this up, you would not be illegally taking from property owners. So they did not find an abandonment filed previously. So that's where we are, and I believe there was a vote that the mayor had vetoed, and in accordance with the Larson Act, it would need to be brought for the continuation of the next meeting, which would be this meeting, and 2/3, I apologize, 2/3 of the votes would need to overcome that veto. So that's my report to you.
So you didn't have anything on file?
I did not find an abandonment where it was reverted to the property owners on each side of the road.
Okay. I'd like for the citizens that live over the residents over in the area involved with this, I'll give you 3 minutes if someone else would like to talk about Weaver Street.
Well, you know, I was here before. Y'all heard of what I said, you know, about that area there. You know, that road's been closed for 13 years. You know, as far as ambulances going up there, fire trucks, you know, y'all heard all this before. I don't think it needs to be open. You know, the safety of that place down there, one entrance, one exit, that's what it ought to be for that, you know. And I thought 2 months ago that we had pretty much decided on a gate there, you know, which that would be acceptable to me, you know. I have no problem with that, you know, in an emergency situation. And what I'm saying by that is if the sky falls, you know, I just can't see it, and, you know, opening that road up again. It just, that neighborhood up there is so peaceful now, there's no reason for that road to be open, you know. Well, you get me all upset about this again, you know, so, but anyway, that's all I have to say.
All right. Anyone else like to speak? Go ahead, lady.
Yes, I hope I can say it within 3 minutes, because I know that I'm long.
I'm going to give you 3 minutes now.
Okay. I understand where Mr. Bruce is coming from. I'm concerned about the one way in, one way out, because I know that people are directed down that closed road with their GPSs. Even as late as Saturday night, there was issues. Somebody went down that way. They went to go around the gate, got stuck. The police department came and tried to help them out. The police car got stuck. Wreckers had to be called. We came home in the middle of it and saw that we couldn't even get in our driveway for the vehicles trying to help. So that's just somebody coming through, looking at their GPS. There's also been a hospice person to my mother-in-law's house. It was an emergency on the weekend, and a new hospice doctor came down the wrong way. So it's not just people coming in that know how to get around Merryville. Also, my concern is I have a granddaughter that has just been released from St. Jude's Hospital. She's now 8 months old. She was 2 months old when she went in. She has a rare form of leukemia. She came home with a feeding tube and a central line. Right now, they're transitioning back in, trying to get all their stuff together. but they may be coming to live with us. My concern is, being a baby, she pulls her cords, her lines. She's pulled her feeding line out about 6 times. And one time, the central line, but she was in the hospital, thankfully. So if she pulls out that central line, that's the line that goes directly to the artery in the heart. And I'm concerned because if it takes forever for an ambulance to get here, and then they're redirected the wrong way, that could be a matter of life and death. I've even had people that have offered to open up my fence so that we could go out on the old road that's closed. And, but I thought about that. That would help us, but that would not help the people that live in the housing authority. And to me, why should I have a way out when they don't? To me, that's sort of like discrimination. And it's just because they live in a certain part of town and they can't get out one way. So my recommendation would be, just like it's done
15 seconds.
down the road and across town, is speed bumps. That would be my recommendation.
All right, thank you.
Speed bumps, where are you talking about?
The speed bumps down toward my house.
You know, I don't think y'all realize the liability y'all are putting when y'all put speed bumps in the road. Those aren't made for the roads, those are made for parking lots.
Yeah, they're on the way over
They're over
town.
there. Yeah, they're over there.
Yeah, and I don't think any of them ought to be there, you know? Those are for parking lots, not public roads.
I don't think they ought to be there either.
And I don't know why they were there. So.
All right, let's get back on schedule here.
Sorry.
Someone else on complaining, Ms. Gale, got 3 minutes for it.
Okay, well, I don't have 3 minutes to say except that they shouldn't be open because I'm single, I'm there, they've been in my yard, they tear up, they run down, they tore up my red tips. So I don't think it should be open because they do not stop at those stop signs when they come through, and it's a danger to us. And it's mostly the single people that they are the ones by themselves that they target. And personally, I don't think it should be allowed again. I was there Saturday night, I saw no traffic, no problems. And now I'm there all the time.
Well, my officers did get out there and get stuck Saturday night. They had to get
On the
around
other side or on my side?
They went around
They went around the barricade, said don't go around it. Somebody
said?
did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that explains it.
Yeah.
Okay. So they wasn't on my side because I didn't see them. And I was there. And I haven't seen anybody backing up except one guy that tore out and then he backed up. I think he asked Jessica how to get somewhere and she told him. And then he backed all the way down and gunned it from in front of my house to the stop sign on Hennigan Street. And nothing was done about that.
When did it happen?
About 2 weeks
2 weeks
ago.
ago.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
You
It
know,
was
they
some,
didn't get a call because nobody ever comes over there, so.
Well, I need to have a powwow with my officers, and if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, that's what
I mean,
I'm
y'all
trying to
did,
say.
actually, the last meeting, y'all did good. They patrolled every day for a
Yeah.
week
that was
straight.
just the one, somebody was trying to
You're
get
not
in
gonna
that
be able to
back
stop
road.
everything all at one time. You got one patrol officer, you got all kind of city streets, so you can't be parked up on that one street.
Oh,
If
and
he
that
would
was-
just do regular patrol through there, fabulous. But like, they don't do any. So like, one, you know, a daddy will be happy with that.
Okay, does someone else like to say something?
Yeah, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, Gil, now you said they tore up your bushes and different things like that there. Was that before the road was closed or after the road was closed?
Before the roads were closed and that's
Okay,
why
so that was
stopped it.
14,
It's
15 years ago.
13 years ago, yeah.
Well, the road's been closed for 13, so.
Well, right before it, I guess. I don't know exactly the date. I've slept since then.
I tried.
Well, what about all the years before that versus the 13 years? There was nothing that ever went on.
Do what now?
All the years it was open before it was closed. Y'all saying 13 years, which is right, but nothing happened those years prior to it being closed.
Yeah, that's what you're saying when all this happened. She had her fire hydrant ran over, my fence got hit, all that stuff comes up and down the road with the
Tore
boom
up a red
boom.
tip because because they didn't
All that-
stop there where they were supposed to
Yeah,
stop?
that's
like the
all
one into my
before.
house?
We hadn't had any problems.
Well, that happens on all the
And you're
streets.
referring to the traffic that's going.
In and out, in and out.
Fast track.
Fast
They
track.
drive fast.
And
It's hard for me to back out of the driveway in the mornings. Because
Me
it
too.
was.
I would
You
say
said not
It
it
was,
was.
yeah.
I would say one thing that would help at my driveway is for the signs to be,
Ma'am, I gave you 3 minutes.
I know, but the signs to be cleaned
I
up.
gave you 3 minutes while ago.
They're blacked out.
Anyone else?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt
Which
to let her
signs?
finish
Yeah,
what she was
finish.
saying, we let everybody else talk, that
I gave
already
her 3
talked.
minutes.
You gave everybody else 3 minutes too.
I gave everybody 3 minutes.
And I'm just saying, what would it hurt for her to say something?
What signs are you talking about?
I'm
I
talking about street signs, and
Street
stop
signs.
signs,
Okay.
that
Yep.
are painted out, blocked out.
Stop signs, they all get moldy and dirty and,
You
yeah.
know, it's.
I think she's talking about where on the street, if somebody has spray painted, that
Yeah.
makes it hard for people to find.
And I have
y'all,
trouble
right?
getting out, I have to be sure and stop.
Is there a bedtime sign?
There is on Miss Gill's.
On y'all's side.
Right, Miss Gill's house.
It's past Gill's house.
Mhm.
So you have to get down there to see
Right.
it because it's like a weird curve.
Well, it's right before we get into that.
No,
It's
not-
right.
You can
It's
see it
right
from
by
the
our
stop
house
sign.
there,
If
going,
you're
If you're in
yeah,
front of the
yeah.
residence, you can
Can I say
see it
something,
when you
Dennis?
stop.
We're in the process right now with the street department, we're in the process of replacing signs. Signs are expensive, we're having to go, we're trying to go by the most important ones, stop signs and everything first. Give us time and we'll look at all the streets and maybe one day we'll have them all replaced. They don't grow on trees, they're pretty expensive. So the sign thing, we are working on the signs.
A lot of the street signs are laying in ditches over in the water on 389 and
Just,
Brown Street.
I'll talk to you as soon as it's over with, and tell me where they are. I got one thing that's gonna, we
Go ahead,
say
go ahead.
about this. All I'd like to say, I'm gonna say one more time, I think we ought to name it, call it East and West Weaver. We ought to have a lock gate, to use in case of emergency or especially during evacuation. And, Councilman Sellers has the information for anybody, and this is any resident in this town, of how to contact, the ambulance and, emergency people, and so that they'll have you on record. And that's the only way I can see it working, but, that's up to the rest of the council.
Anyone else on the board? Talk.
May I respond to that, or am I allowed to?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I understand about, having the lock gates, and I thought about that, thought it was a real great idea, and I even requested that I have a key, but I'm thinking, okay, if my mother-in-law dies, which she's going to soon, or my nephew has a seizure, I'm not gonna be leaving them and run down to open the gate. So.
Let me answer your question, please,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
That's not exactly what that's all about. It's for evacuation, stuff like this. I think the thing that Councilman Sellers did is probably the best for any resident here, is to contact the ambulance services and everything. It doesn't matter if you live on Weaver Street or not. There's a lot of houses around here that are obscure and off of the road, and they would love to have that information.
And when we do give them that information when we call, but people that take the call don't always pass that information on to the people that are coming.
I thought you said.
I can take care of that.
Yeah, I thought you said if you called, they're gonna put that in.
They will.
Yeah.
The ambulance company will put that in there. The sheriff's office can put that in there, the 911 operator, they can put all that in there. We can let them know, Robert Earl, you can make sure that your officers all know
No,
that
so
too, so.
if will they tell them how to come around the right way?
If you tell them that there is a gate there, and it's a dead end, they put all of that in that system they have.
Well, when we had the hospice emergency, we didn't call 911 because it was hospice.
You
We're
just
not
call the
supposed to.
hospice?
We called the hospice people, and it was on the weekend, and it was a new person.
They
The
didn't
regular people know how to come now, but the hospice person that's on call that weekend they didn't know how to come, and it was crazy with my
Wouldn't you just
mother-in-law.
say take Highway 110 Weaver Street? Because that detours the whole other side of town if you say you're coming on Highway 110.
Well, when I talked to hospice, I was saying, this is what's happening. They're not asking me how to come, they're asking me what the symptoms are, what was happening with my
Right, but you're
mother-in-law.
directing them to your house, so I
They
feel like
already
you
have-
could say, this is the symptoms, and just be sure if it's a new person, Highway 110 Weaver Street. Because if you tell them, it's Weaver Street, they might go one night. But it's,
Well, they actually
Highway
came in
110.
on 110 and then their GPS sent them around the block.
Well, I think everybody's got problems, you know, with all this communication
Yeah.
technology world.
Well, to me, it's
But I'd like to
the
move on now, I'd like to move on, okay? Okay, so Mr. Welborn, it says that this has to come back to another motion for the Cleveland Creek, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so, I'm bringing that to the board, what is the desire. I'm gonna ask for yeas, motion for the Weaver Street, keeping it closed.
Keeping it
Yeas,
closed?
sir.
You asking for
Keep
a
it
vote to keep it closed?
Keep it closed, yeas,
Yeas.
2 yeas. 2 yeas, okay?
You,
I believe the motion should be whether it should be reopened, because that's what the previous was. Is that not correct? So we would need to take a vote as to who's in favor of reopening.
I am gonna do that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm not through. Okay? Sure. Okay, so we got 2 yeas to keep it closed. Okay, you got that? Okay, now we have a yeas to open, yeas and nays to open it up. How many yeas to open it up? Huh?
I just feel like, and I understand what y'all are saying.
No, you don't.
Yes, because where I live, believe me, I see people coming by my house every day. And I can't help but to think of people's health. I mean, I truly do miss Gail, miss Ruth, miss Rob. I mean, I'm serious, come sit at my house. Me too.
Yeas to open it up again? How many yeas we got? 1? You were saying for voting?
No, I'm not saying, I'm just, because I understand what they're saying, they want their community safe. But I also understand this floor, and like I spoke out before, police officers, and then it was just I don't know, I just think there's a better solution that we can come up with than what we have.
Well, I thought Mr. Reinhardt, and I was in agreement with it, we had a solution how to solve it.
I don't feel like a lock gate because you've got,
Well, all of them have boat cutters, she'd have a key. We talked about all this.
What in the world are y'all,
I'm asking for a vote, man.
that's what I'm saying, this is
I gave my
big today for
That's
4
only I
months.
got. That's only I got it.
And it's always a yet, even when they start to vote.
Darryl, what's your thoughts?
Well, I can see the point of closing it, but I can see the point of it being open. If there's some way that we can move that gate back past Miss Flora's house, so they could come in to her house, and if there was some way that we could do that, I'd be all for it. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm with the fire department. We got a call, a young girl having a seizure. It carried us all around Merryville before it ever carried us to the house. We got a call Friday night, a lady having difficulty breathing up there on Bennett Pit Road. The ambulance was way back there, almost stuck, when I found the ambulance to bring the ambulance back to the people's house. I have no problem with I'm concerned about life and death. Now, if there's a way and you can put it in writing or something to say, yeah, we can put this gate back here, that way Miss Cora and them has
But it's not,
easy access.
it's not just about my
That's
family.
right.
It's about all the
Us
families.
in the house.
But Mr. Thompson, that can be worked out, no problem to that. But, am I gonna get a vote on this or not? Do I need to start it over, or what?
Ask what it is.
The 8th to open it? You said yes, yes.
I say yes.
You're for it.
I say yes.
Okay. All right. Mr. Thompson's up to you.
I say open it up.
Okay, we got 3 opened it up. The motion's been made.
I say nay.
Yeah, I had a name for you and Miss Sarah. Motion's been made to open up, I'm not gonna say what street, it's been brought up several times, what the name of it is, I'm gonna say open it up. So it passes to be open. Correct?
No.
No.
That's, well, yes.
Well, I have a motion. So it's be open. Yeah.
All right, don't we have to do this 30 days from now?
This was for the veto vote.
Yeah, that was for.
So there was not 2/3 voted on behalf of opening. So it would remain,
How do you?
Oh, yeah.
How do you figure it's not 2/3?
because you would need,
Three.
there's 5 votes, 3 60%. You need 67 point, you need 4 out of 5 votes for 2/3.
Yeah, that's correct.
So then it's back to a tie.
No, it did not
It
carry.
stays closed.
It stays closed.
Okay, well, that's basically what I meant to say. Stage closed. Okay? So we have a motion now, yes, all that, that the street stays closed, right, Jennifer?
Yes.
And, that's the motion. And so,
But I would like to say the town needs to keep it cleaned up.
okay.
Would you be in agreement to that, Mr. Bruce?
Oh, yeah.
I mean.
I used to mow down there until I couldn't mow anymore, you know?
But it needs to be,
Oh,
that was a big
absolutely.
complaint, because I brought pictures showing how filthy and trash.
Absolutely.
Excuse me, when did you bring the picture?
This was before,
Yeah.
it's been cleaned, but it still needs more
See, you've already
cleaning.
cleaned it up once.
The bushes, that block your house, don't
Well,
it?
there's something needs to be done about the way people are going around that barricade and
That's
just
why-
like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, we need all that.
That's what I'm saying, it needs to go far enough over to where there is no driving around it or walking around it. It needs to go, it be wide enough that or it needs to be brought out to the edge of the road there, where when you come down, that's the only direction you can go.
That's where the
Can we
manure owns
put
that
a
land.
fence at the other end so nobody can go?
Don't Mr. Rusty own that?
Yeah,
Would he
yeah.
consider putting up a fence to block his property? I'm sure
That's
we
up to
can
Mr.
talk
Rusty,
to him.
yeah.
I'm talking about the other end,
You're talking about closing off both
both
ends of the
ends,
park.
so nobody can go in there.
Well, how would you clean it up? Might be a
Yeah,
mess.
but then you're just gonna have a box right there and it's all gonna grow up there.
No, the town would have to keep it clean. Or they voted to keep it closed, they would have to keep it clean.
Melbourne said abandoning that section of road, then it would go back to the homeowners.
And go back to Miss
But it
Ford.
wasn't abandoned.
No, but that might be something to solve the problems.
Yeah.
The homeowners would be responsible for keeping that.
And to rename on east and west.
All I want to do right now,
I don't think there'd be a problem with renaming it.
On the tax assessors, it shows that it's Patton Street.
No, we can do
But
that.
it's not, it's
Is my address?
Weaver, what number is it?
That was changed from 911.
okay, we have a decision made on that, so we can enter into new business right now. 2019 tax roll, and that is set, yeah, that's set on, okay, resolution, be it resolved that the following millage are hereby leveraged on the 2019 tax roll on all properties subject to taxation by the town of Merryville. Millage to be set at 8.5 mils. And be it further resolved that the proper administrative officials of the parish of Boulevard, state of Louisiana be and they are hereby empowered, authorized, and directed to spread said taxes as herein above set forth upon the assessment roll of said parish for the year 2019, and to make the collection of the taxes imposed for and on behalf of taxing authority according to the law, and that the taxes herein levied shall become a permanent lien and privilege on all property subject to taxation as herein set forth and collected thereof shall be enforced in manner provided by law. Okay, I need a motion to accept the millage rate.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Now, adopt the citizen participation plan, citizen complaint procedure, and appoint Ms. Jennifer Hatfield as citizen complaint officer for compliance of the Louisiana Development Block Grant Program. I have a motion for that.
I'm ready to go.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Authorize the authorization of the chief elected official to proceed with the development of the Louisiana Development Block Grant application, taking into consideration views and proposals submitted by the citizens that attended the public hearing, as well as those that were unable to attend the views of the governing body. Do I have a motion for that? Motions, have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Adoption of the procurement policy in compliance with the grant program.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Authorization of the chief elected official to proceed with the procurement and selection of professional services for the purpose of assisting in development of the block program application and implementation of the project. Have a motion for that.
Motion.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now, introduction of the proposed budget for fiscal year July 1, 2019 through June 30, 2020, with a public hearing to be held on May the 29th. So we'll have a special call meeting on May the 29th. I have a motion for that. All in favor? Thank you. Now, number 7, speed bumps.
I just put some speed bumps this past week or so on Cooper Street. Have you rode down there?
Yes, ma'am.
I've had about 3 or 4 phone calls that they are very high, they're higher than the norm. I don't like speed bumps personally myself, but from what I understand, I remember way back in the election, and I spoke out against the speed bumps, and my husband did also, and there was one person that wanted them, and that's why they're on that street, and they don't even affect her. But we need to look at, is there different levels of speed bumps you can get? Those are really high.
Well, there's 2 different kinds, one for asphalt and one for parking lot.
They're higher than the ones we had before, though.
There's also newer ones. They don't, I mean,
They
they're
probably
in
changed
the
the
book.
design.
Well, why do we have speed bumps in the town? I'm just wondering how they got started.
Larry Carroll,
There's people who are complaining
But-
about people speeding past our house while they're.
but did Bruce just say they're illegal on the street?
I don't know if they're illegal, but you're assuming a lot of I mean, he's the attorney, ask him, you know? But you're gonna assume a lot of liability. If somebody has an accident, somebody tears something up, I think they're made for parking lots and not public roads.
Because
They're not
I looked
illegal.
and I saw where you had to have like a sign stating speed bump, you know, like kind of a warning type thing.
I would have
So
to-
people do know to slow down.
I certainly wouldn't paint them the same color as the street. I would have to look at safety, national safety standards and regulations on what's recommended to implement speed bumps, especially if they're existing or a new item we put down.
But we
put
had
down
them,
notice.
there was some on Cooper Street, and I don't know what happened to them.
What happened to them was they had deteriorated so bad that the spikes were driving up.
Okay.
That speed bump was put there. I put it back because it was there.
Uh-huh.
It had been put there previously, and it was a replacement.
Right.
But there's been residents that don't like them, but there has been more than one resident on that street that like them.
Yeah, if you live on Cooper Street, which
But it
we
seems
do,
like that money could be spent on these potholes instead of speed bumps. We got enough potholes.
Yes,
to
ma'am,
slow
and
you
we're working on potholes.
But I mean, we've got enough to slow you down, you don't need speed.
not Cooper Street, Cooper Street does not, and we live on Cooper Street, and I'm gonna tell you all that when those speed bumps were taken up, before the new ones were put on there were people flying down Cooper Street.
Oh, but your mail,
Trucks,
but your mail.
yeah, we have a mailbox out by the road, and luckily, one of our neighbors was outside because we weren't, and some woman came down that road going so fast that she hit our mailbox, threw it all in the ditch, broke part of her car and all because they're going so fast. I don't know, I know that they go awfully fast on Cooper Street if it's not, though, that will slow it down a little.
The only thing I can say is because they have the speed bumps on Cooper, they come down on the road and they fly like that too. Because there's none on that street.
And your side is worse, because it's.
Because they come around that and they're going
That's why we
90.
put them there, you turn them over to your house.
Probably.
Well, I mean, if we have to have them, can we get some smaller ones or something? I asked them to come tonight so they could, you know, express their concern too, but, they had other things already planned, but, I mean, I'm against them completely. To
Would
me,
you
we are.
would you settle for letting me look into it and
Yes,
see?
and that's what
Okay, and
I
see
mean,
where we go, because the standards may have changed. I know what he's saying, because I know where I came from, there is a liability, but I put what was existing there, it was torn up, and it needs to be replaced.
well, they're more square. I think the old ones were rounded maybe,
Yeah,
that's
they're a
what
little bit more
I kinda noticed.
Are you okay with that, Phil? We will look
Oh,
into it.
yeah,
You
I
can
mean-
tell whoever called that we're looking at this.
To get
Okay.
some small ones or something, cause I do know the traffic and they can't go down every road.
I
You know,
just,
you're not gonna catch them all.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'm just speaking, I'm gonna be on behalf of parents of young kids, like kids that I don't know about. The parents are thankful for those speed bumps, because like, it makes the cars slow down and protects the kids.
Yeah, and I mean, you obviously have to slow down, but I think these are really
Okay.
fair straight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like them myself, but
Right.
Okay, let's table this to,
Well, Mr. Reinhardt's gonna get some
yeah, we'll
more
have
information
a
on it.
motion to table it.
Make a motion.
Table it to next month, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, all in favor of that?
Who seconded it?
Who seconded it?
I say,
Now we're down to number 8, tennis courts.
I had brought up last meeting about updating and upgrading the lighting around the old tennis courts, because lots of kids and younger teenagers like to play basketball over there, and it's really in bad shape.
There's 2 lights working on this one over here on, all they got is just 2
By the
lights.
community center, yeah. We did get a quote from an electrician, and I think we're gonna accept it and and it'll be lights on each end, and there will be time release.
4 lights, the timer's on.
So they'll go off at like 10 o'clock at night. And that way it'll, first too, but hopefully. If they don't, then y'all can go. to
The other curfew was at 9 o'clock on that. Because they stay there at 10 o'clock, they gonna be past their curfew going back home.
Okay.
Well, 9 o'clock, whichever, I mean, it's, but the poles and everything with the basketball goes on are still in good shape, they just need to be repainted. And then we're gonna look into getting those chain, basketball things instead of,
That clock rope on.
the cloth rope. And I've had quite a few people approach me since, you know, we talked about it last meeting. They would be very willing to do a cleanup day on those courts and everything around it, so. It looks like it's gonna be a good turnout.
Well, what Ms. Sarah said, I have spoken to the electrician, and here within probably at least 5 weeks, I've given him okay for the 4 lights we put in. The breaker will be changed out, and there'll be a timer put on it. And so he's been contacting, so this is going to be a go.
I just wanted to thank everybody for last month with the Easter egg hunt. We had a really good turnout, and the kids seemed to like it. And
Thank you.
yeah, y'all got to come. Thank y'all for that. But we did have a good turnout, and Darren and I talked, we'd like to make this an annual thing.
We need to thank you because I didn't think you were going to be able to get it done yet.
Well, I have to say thank you to Sarah helped, and just our community came together, and people donated eggs and even money and everything to get prizes, and the kids.
Well, we'll have public participation, and you can talk, okay?
All right.
Okay, but we're, you good with that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say
Okay,
that.
now we're down to public participation. Go ahead, lady.
Okay, I'm not gonna complain. I'd like to tell the council, Chief Thompson, I had a problem with Miss Benoit down in the floor Saturday. I called the Merryville Police Department. Jamie was right there. He stayed the entire time, very, very professional.
I'll inform her.
And, oh, I told him, but I want everybody to know how much I appreciate it and how professional he was.
Our police department has come a long way.
Yes, it
They're doing
has.
a good job. Doing a good job.
May I ask the attorney a question?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's about the old business, but I'm just trying to wrap my head around it because I wasn't here when it was voted on the last time. From what I understand, last month, it was a 3-2, and it passed because you vetoed it, and it was tabled. So this month, it's 3-2, but it didn't pass. So what's the difference?
So my appreciation of last month compared to this month is that the research that I was doing to make sure that if we were about to overcome a veto, is that we were not illegally taking property that was abandoned and giving back to the adjoining property owners.
That's the
So-
only thing you were,
That's what I was researching to make sure. I confirmed that it was not. It was actually more of a dead end, an end to the road that was not abandoned. Therefore, if we went ahead and moved forward with the vote and you received 2/3 vote to overturn the veto or overcome, then we would not be illegally taking property from the citizens of Merryville.
so last month, it shouldn't have passed and been vetoed.
It was, there was the majority vote,
Yes.
then it was
It was
vetoed.
3-2, and then the mayor vetoed it.
Correct, so from there, you need a 2/3 vote.
So you didn't need a 2/3 vote last month?
You only need a majority.
It's in the Larson Act, it's majority, that's what the majority.
After you
I thought
veto,
you
it
had
has to
to
have
hold
two
up on
votes.
that veto lane stuff and everything and let you research.
Well, we were about to take another vote. I mean, it was a continuation, and I didn't want to illegally take property from.
I didn't understand.
That's
you know.
correct.
So is it part of my property or not part of my property?
No.
It's not.
Okay.
somebody needs to abandon it and give it to y'all.
If the road is abandoned, then half will go here.
But if it's not abandoned, you can come back later and open it if you have your regular boats.
Ms. Clore, is that something you would like to see done, abandoning, for you to take on half of it?
Well, I don't know if I only would have half of it, I guess.
Whoever owns it is the
belongs to
rest.
somebody else.
Mr. Rusty owns
There's
that.
three parties involved with that, three parties.
Three property, okay, so I guess I would get, I don't know what I would get, but I still would like to see gates at both ends, that way we cut out anything.
That would be the best thing, put a gate on
I
both
think
ends.
so too. And I think the town needs to maintain and clean it, even if it is blocked off.
Just
all
Because
the
they're going around the
areas.
barricades up there now
Yeah.
to the open end, they
I think
barricaded
it
up there,
would
they can't go anywhere.
Anybody from Ms. Gale's,
Everybody from going
in
in
there.
there.
yeah,
And I don't know who got stuck or what, but who owns that land?
that's Mr. Rusty.
It's torn up from that.
It's
It's
not
stuck in
maintained.
Dublin Council.
Are you gonna talk
I can, I have talked to him before, I mean, but you understand, that's private property, that's him, he has to do it.
What
I'm
about the
just saying
fence
if you
on
would
it? About the
consider-
fence?
Yeah.
To go, he had a fence there and they cut it.
But I don't know, you know, I don't know.
Had a fence. Rusty had a fence up to keep it from going through, around it, and it was cut.
I remember that happened, I was like.
But it wasn't, it was just like T-posts with some barbed wire and that wasn't much of a, hit a big load of dirt there or something and, you know, and I don't know, whatever.
I thought we even had like a railroad tie in there, and there was separate rotting or something.
Yeah, there's railroad ties and I go down there every once in a while.
Well, I'm kinda hung
So
up.
one of those concrete barricades what the highway department uses, they wouldn't do that.
Can't move
Yeah.
that. They can't go.
Speed bumps on Cooper Street, put that
All right, back to the discussion, I mean, we can't even vote on this or anything, but I will look into the gate situation, we'll look into we've already cleaned it up, we'll look into cleaning it up, we'll go from there, talk to the property owner and see if he will help us, not help us out, if he will help himself out. He will help himself out, we don't want the liability for it and everything.
Well,
But let's just see if
I
we can get it done and then we'll go from there.
I still want to rename them. So
I think that should be done.
That can be done
I
on
think
the
that should
maps.
be done.
That should be done anyway.
Whether we go east, west, they need to be renamed.
And you need to get a hold of the tax assessors too,
Yes.
because his map shows that big pattern all the way to the schools.
And Ms. Clore, why your house gave Weaver Street address, I'll never understand because it does not even face Weaver.
It's on Patton Street.
I tell you, the housing used to not be there, to have that street going in.
Okay.
There was no, I researched it, there was no Patton Street till I think 1966 or something like that. Weaver came all the way through, so their house was off of the road and their mailbox was put on Weaver Street. That's where the address came
But
from.
the town owns that property going up to the house
Yes, ma'am.
on Patton Street.
Yeah, but there was no Patton until 66.
Exactly.
What?
66, I think.
No, it's Patton Street.
No, until 1966, he said, there was no
There was
path.
no go around.
That's when they built that new housing complex, that's when they named it Patton Street.
That's what I found out.
Because Charles Hudson brought that before the city council. And I didn't start working in City Hall until 79.
Okay, we'll go from there. And any residents that know anybody, I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Okay, go ahead.
Just have them call Sarah and she will give them the information that she found out from Acadia and everything like that. Because there's a lot of houses around here that are off the back of the road and everything, down the valley and everything. And she doesn't have all the time in the world. She's been on a tour, on a boat trip and everything, like she's all rested up, she's ready to go.